Hello, welcome to this lesson in After Effects. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a new composition 4 different ways and how to import a layered Illustrator file. So to start, last time we created a project, we named it Balloons, and we imported an image from Adobe Bridge. Now we're going to create a composition using that footage, and there's 4 different ways you can do that. You can either click this icon down here at the bottom of the projects panel. You'll see it says create a new composition, and in case you can't see it, it has a little blue circle and a little pink square. We'll click on that. That brings up the composition settings panel. But I also want to show you can also create a new composition by clicking on this icon in the middle of the composition panel here, and that also brings up the composition settings window, the same window as we saw before. Or you can go to the top of your screen and click on Composition, New Composition. Same panel comes up again. And the final way is you can click either Control N, the letter N on your keyboard, or Command N, depending if you're using Windows or Mac. So it would be Control N for Windows, Command N for Mac. And that brings up the composition settings window again. So we're going to name our new composition Balloon Rides. In the preset area, if you click on this, you'll see that there's all kinds of different ways that you can compose your composition. I'm going to select NTSC D1. Now this is the resolution for standard definition television in the US and some other countries, so it's used quite frequently. Also, we want about a 3-second duration for this. So if you double click on duration down here and just type in 300, After Effects understands that that means 3 seconds, and click OK. So now we have a 3-second duration down here in our timeline. And if we drag our balloons JPEG down to our timeline, you see it opens here. Now I want to show you different ways that you can use the image to fill this composition screen. Now this one is quite close up and it looks okay, but let's try some other things. Now if we go to Layer at the top of the screen and then go to Transform, and then down here we see there are several different ways we can fit the composition to our screen. Let's try Fit to Composition by itself. Now you see that stretches our image out because our image was vertical, and so for it to fit in the screen, it stretched it. And it's kind of an interesting effect. If you were doing kind of a surreal, fun project, that would work. Or if you had a horizontal image that you wanted to fill the screen with, this would probably work quite well. But since ours was a vertical image, it is stretching it, and we don't want to use that for this particular project. So let's go back to Layer, Transform, and this time let's try Fit to Comp Height. Now that brings us to the image that we basically imported from Adobe Bridge. But there's a lot of space on the side and it's a bit far away. So let's try the final one. Layer, Transform, Fit to Comp Width. And that gives us a pretty nice composition to work with. So the next thing we want to do, we want to import an Illustrator file with layers. It's just a little very simple logo that was created in Illustrator to show you some things that we could do with effects, etc. So let's go to Import. Well, first File, Import, File. And I'm going to import this pink balloon logo. Remember, we want to import it as a composition so we can work with the layers, and click Open. So now that appears in our projects panel, and there's also a folder underneath it. If we click on this little triangle next to the name of the folder layer, you see each of the layers, each vector art layer that was created in Illustrator. And we'll work with those a bit later, but for now we're going to drag our balloon rides, or excuse me, our pink balloon composition down here into the timeline, and you see that blue line? That's going to put the logo in the front. So we want it to be on top of balloons, because if we put the logo down below balloons in the timeline, it would be hidden behind the image. So now we have something to work with here, and in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to add some effects to this logo. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for watching.